Hi, Ann Burns here from Homestead Farm Center with another episode of Science at Home, science that you can do right in your own kitchen. Today we're going to be talking about the surface tension of water. Water has a very unusual quality in that if you have a body of water like a lake or a pond, the top surface of the water molecules have a force that attracts each other. And this causes a layer across the top of the water that's almost like a skin. And this is called surface tension of water. This insect that I'm looking at here in my insect book is called the water strider. The water strider is a bug that you may have seen if you were out fishing on a pond and you saw little bugs that they looked like they were skating across the top of the water. It wasn't because they had little water skis on their feet. It was because of the surface tension of water. Let me give you a little quick demonstration to show you what I mean. I have here some baby powder, and I have a bowl of water. I'm going to sprinkle the baby powder all across the top of the water. So it looks like I have little snowflakes floating on top of my water. Now the surface tension hasn't been disturbed, but watch what happens if I put just a drop of soap into the water. Did you see how the talcum powder looked like it was running away from the soap? It completely pushed it to one side, and that was because the soap molecule broke the surface tension. So we're going to do a little experiment. Now this will take several days to do because our solution that we're going to use for our bubbles takes a little while to set. So let me tell you about first what you're going to make in order to make some gigantic bubbles that will demonstrate surface tension of water. I've got just a regular wire hanger here, and I'm going to pull that out to make a square shape. Now you can make any shape that you want. You can use the wire to make a circle. You can make a square. You can make any shape that interests you. But the important thing is that after you make your shape, it be pretty flat, because I'm going to be dipping this in a pan of my soap solution in order to make a gigantic bubble with my solution, and it has to be pretty flat. So I'm just gonna turn my handle up a little bit, and you can see that this is fairly flat. It lays pretty flat on the counter here. Okay, it's got a little bit of a bend in it, but it should fit okay in my pan later on. Okay, now to make my solution, I'm going to take, and let me show you the recipe first. You will need 4 tablespoons of soap powder, 1 tablespoon of sugar, and 4 cups of water. And you're going to mix this, and you're going to let it set at least 1 day. I let mine set 1 day. It actually calls for letting it set for 3 days. So presumably the longer that you let it set, the better it is. So I'm going to take my soap powder here. This is just regular laundry detergent. And I'm going to put 4 tablespoons in here. And I'm also going to put a tablespoon of sugar. This helps make the bubbles a little bit stronger. It said a big spoonful, so I'll just put a nice generous amount of sugar there. And you can play around with this recipe and try different amounts, more sugar or maybe more soap. See what works best for you. But don't use up all of your laundry soap so you can't do your laundry anymore. That would be bad. Then you're going to pour in your hot water. And then you're just going to let that sit for at least one day. So I will see you back here tomorrow, and we'll see what happens. So I've brought my bubble solution outside, as you can see, and I've poured it into a cookie sheet that is about 1 inch deep. That will enable me to get the entire wand submersed into the solution, and then I'm going to slowly lift up by one corner and pull my bubble out. Now I have a bubble on the wand. They do tend to pop pretty easily, so you have to go pretty quickly, but not too quickly. Well, that was a pretty good one. So how did your bubbles turn out? Let us hear the results of your experiment. One tip is that it is easier to make giant bubbles on a humid day. The higher the relative humidity in the air, the better it is for bubbles. So you might try on kind of a day where it has just rained and there's a lot of moisture in the air. Next week we'll be talking again about science at home, and our topic for next week will be all about boats. Hope you join us. Bye.